This is Africa, the world's second largest and second most populous continent. A land abundant in natural and human resources. A fertile area rich in mineral deposits. It is a land of breathtaking beauty and tranquility. The land of the earliest civilization. Indeed, from the dawn of time, the rest of the world has always been awestruck by the splendor of Africa. Historians agree with one voice that Africa is the birthplace of all humanity. With a wealth of history, culture, natural beauty and potential, it is little wonder that Africa is the go-to continent for exciting discovery and breathtaking tourism. Tourism is the new commodity in Africa. The African tourism market is leading the drive for tourism commodities found in African communities to directly benefit the Africans in those communities.
The tourism in Africa doesn't benefit the people in Africa, which is why a lot of people don't support it. So if you look at anti-poaching that Father Lawrence talked about, anti-poaching doesn't benefit the Africans. Africans are used as stewards in this range, as rangers, which is a dangerous job. But the day tourism begins to have a direct economic effect on the locals in Africa, then we will support it. It has to have a direct benefit to the Africans in order to support it, and it's one of the features in which we're bringing on board.
They need to be partakers and beneficiaries of successful tourism in their communities, manifest in decent social infrastructure, health facilities, and an overall better life for the people. The new age of tourism is upon us. It is an age where international tourism suppliers can work with partners to deliver solutions into the African tourism market.
So tourism will create was broken down into sectors of entertainment, arts, hospitality and transportation, and manufacturing. And in terms of fashion, we're trying to see how we can incorporate that as a tourism medium, because when you think of fashion, you don't think of tourism, you just think of fashion as its own silo by itself. So what the aim is to do is to see how we can actually bring lots of different mediums together with fashion to incorporate work collaboratively to actually make an environment or an actual particular event within fashion.
This is an era where African natural rulers are actively using tourism as a means of attracting trade into their local communities. The African tourism market is leading the way in the commercialization of the tourism market to create direct foreign investment into local communities in Africa.
You can't do tourism without money. We all know that. And the link generally is just that. Make money to be able to do your tourism, to be able to go on your tours and do your tourism businesses and all that. There's no way you're going to get into tourism. You're not going to do it behind money. Forex generally is foreign exchange, and that's really buying and selling currencies. You know, you use the pound to buy the dollar. You know, you don't use the pound to buy the pound. You must use one currency to buy the other.
International African music stars have significantly helped to push the barriers of African culture and tradition, thereby promoting African tourism through their art.
But now these days, Leticia, she sees me, she's wanted to come like this. Yeah, you know that it's true, I've been making a noise that the whole world just can't miss.
Tourism in Africa should be beneficial to the African communities and local Africans, not just as employees, but as partners and major stakeholders that can feel the direct effect of our corporate social responsibility directly linked to our profits. With the right partners, we have put together like minds that can transform the African tourism market to benefit both international suppliers and local African communities.
If we want tourism, if we want to grow our own sports back home, we need to do one. Start investing in our own sports, investing more time, trying to encourage people that are doing it as well. We need to support ourselves. So these are the things that needs to be put in place to make sports much, more viable. Sports these days is a business. People just look at sport as something that people just come in and participate and enjoy and keep it. It's something that we can create a lot out of it. In sports, you can create massive thing out of it, and it's something that adds a lot to the economy of the whole country.
We must always ensure that we balance our narrative when it comes to the issue of security, because Africa is a very, very big continent, and there are lots of potentials in Africa for us to make loads of money, especially in the tourism industry. But the way we have been portrayed, or the way Africa has been portrayed from a tourism perspective, is that it's a no-go area. But how do the media portray it? How do we portray ourselves? What do we tell people about the place where we come from? Every country has the good, the bad, and the ugly. What they do is that they sell the ugly part of Africa. They don't sell the good part of Africa. What I'm here today to do is to tell you about the good part of Africa. That Africa has the potential. Africa has the potential to create employment using tourism. That our hotels are pleasant. That you could wake up in the middle of the night and have a glass of Star or Guinness, with the locals, and nobody is going to bust into your room afterwards. I would like to see us as Africans telling our own stories.
As an international tourism supplier, can you see your products and services transforming tourism in Africa?
Angola is one of the safest countries to do business. It's safe politically. We don't have political issues. Since 2002, with the signing of the peace agreement, Angola maintained its stability and peace. That's point number one. It's safe. There is no religious problems. Our borders are safe, and we have a number of opportunities that any private investor can take in almost all sectors.
The national park is endowed by so many species of animals. It is believed that around 95 species of animals and around 500 species of birds live in this park. So you can see the park has so many good things to view if one visited it. But also I say, you will only not visit and see the animals and the birds, but you will also visit and see the people who live with the animals and the birds in this park. And this has created a problem of what I want actually to speak about poaching in Queen Elizabeth National Park. How do people survive, live in this park economically? And it puts people at a risk of going for a disease that almost become normal, a normal disease, which is poaching.
This is Africa. We are responsible to actually show the world what we're made of, actually, and what our culture is.
We tell our own story.
We tell our own story. That's what our colleague here said today. We have to tell our own story.
We 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 tell our own story.
Get in touch and partner with the African tourism market.